This is Vayu Aura from wingfoil_Mallorca. Today we are checking out another Vayu wing. In my earlier video I did a review of the 5-meter Aura, and today we are testing the 6-meter Aura. Now, why would you have a 6-meter wing when you already have a 5? Well, it's because the 6-meter have a range of between 8-9 to 20 knots and the 5 12 to 26. So the bigger wing for lower winds, lighter days. And today, actually, what a coincidence, we have slow winds in Mallorca. We are talking about right now 8-7 knots, maybe 8-9 later on, 10 hopefully. And let's unpack this guy and see what we can get out of it. Still hard work to pump up the 6. It's more than 100 pumps. There's the valve. Very good tight. Feels up to 7 psi. And here are this one. I've already put the mini booms on. Amazing feeling with these handles. They're quite flush, nothing that really sticks out, can hit you, donk your board, or anything if you have a fall. Yeah. This 6-meter should work well in light winds, right? It already flies with hardly any wind. Yeah, looking forward to it. Okay, let's go.
Goes, it's specifically made for wave riding and free riding. I've been using it the last couple of weeks, variety of conditions, super strong to super light, waves, no waves. I've been really impressed with it. Extra grunt, extra power, allows you to go a foil size down to what you normally would, which for me is awesome. Tighter turns, faster speeds. I can't wait to try it out today in these conditions. To like, share and subscribe the video and support my work for making more videos. Excellent. Okay guys, thank you. There was nothing to it. Super easy. With the PNG 1300. To jibe in low wind strength of 8 to 11 knots is more difficult than a jibe in 12 to 15 knots. Since you're timing the 0 zone, the time the wing is without power is longer and you usually enter the jibe with less speed. So this means you lose the little speed you have really fast. Therefore, your jibe needs to happen when a gust of wind comes to give you some extra speed and help you with power as you come out of the jibe. Or it needs to be done quite fast so you get the wing back in its position of power as fast as possible. The help of a foil with good lift, like the Axis 1150, 1300 or similar, makes a whole lot of difference, as you will have more time in the low speed zone before the foil stalls and you come down on the water. If your wind drops or you come down on the water after a jibe, to come up on foil again will require a gust of wind or a very good technique of pumping the wing and the board at the same time. Can be done, but it's a lot easier with the help of a gust of wind.
7 knots. Yeah. The interesting thing is you get down on the water and you are far away from shore. Yeah, it's a long way back. And Diane is even further away. She's really far away. You have to be careful not to go far away. Great day, beautiful, very low wind though. All right, let's see what we can do to get back.
The size of the material also matters. A big wing helps as well as a big foil. 5 square meter for a shorter rider of maybe 50-60 kilos, 5.5 or 6 meter for taller riders up to 190 or 85 kilos, and even bigger wings like the 7 square meter, 8 square meter for heavy riders or very low wind. A board that floats will also help you, as you will get the board out of the water easier if it's on top of the surface as compared to under. So a board with more liters than your weight is favorable. And maybe if you're starting out 20 to 40 liters more than your weight, if you've been wing foiling for a while, maybe you can go to 15 to 30 liters. And if you're an advanced wing foiler, you can go down as low as to your body weight or even under.
Well, that was interesting to be able to pump up on foil in probably less than 10 knots, like nothing. I was on the limit and without foot straps. So, and an observation that when I'm riding this slow foil like the PNG 1300 without foot straps, it's actually better because I have more maneuverability. Feels better. Just been on the foot straps for a long time now. Yeah, good, but to be able to pump up in less than 10 knots, that's pretty good if you want to go out in 10 knots. You can't do very much, but you can at least go in the sea, get wet, do something. But I'll just give it a little rest now, see if it doesn't pick up anymore. I guess that's it for today. Last check to see where we are. The wind's come up a little bit. We're talking about 9.5. Should be no problem with that 6. Just in time for me to try to go in below 10 knots. The wind picked up, maybe now 10 knots. So we'll be still fine with the PNG 1300. 375, short fuse, 95 liter board, and the Vayu 6 meter.
The combination of the Vayu Aura 6 square meters and the Axis PNG 1300 is superb. The Vayu has great power and it's quite manageable for a 6 square meter wing. The 1300's low stall speed helps a lot. It gives you a lot of time in the jibes or tacks to do the turn even if the speed becomes very low. Simply fantastic. Should you stay in fakie after the jibe or switch your feet? The advantage of staying in fakie is that you can just ride on after the turn. Less risk of falling in. But in my experience, it's uncomfortable and a lot less efficient than switching your feet either before the jibe or directly after. When you're in regular stance, you have better control and a lot more power to get going after the turn. My recommendation is to practice to switch your feet. The way Diane and I practiced was to touch down on the surface of the water with the board and after the jibe, and in that moment switch feet real quick and without losing too much speed, then you pump up on the foil immediately. Once you master that, you can start to practice switching your feet 5-10 centimeters above the surface, and when you know that, increase your height bit by bit.
can say about 20 minutes into the ride. Straight up on foil, straight out, all the jibes, everything with the 1300, PNG 1300. It's easy. It's very stable. It has a fantastic lift. You just have so much time in a jibe and everything to do what you want. So yeah, it's a lot of fun. Today we have 9-10 knots or something, and it's just fine. And the 6 Vayu. Yes, and the handles are so good, just amazing. And the wing is well balanced. I got 2 fingers. This one has a more refined dihedral shape than the other one, than the version 2, Vayu Wing version 2. So it stays a little bit better in the wind and it's more neutral. Even when flagging behind, this is a 6 meter, right? It's a big one for light wind days. It still goes really well behind you. It's not a problem. Of course, it will be easier to have a 5 or a 4 behind you when you want to ride a wave. But anyway, it works just fine, and it's a pleasure. Good stuff by Vayu, and also good stuff by Axis. Maybe, what do you think of my new helmet? As I had my birthday yesterday, 20th, I got a present from Diane, a new helmet. She maybe thought I would be more visible in white than in black. Yeah, not bad. I like it. It's really nice. Thank you, Balz Müller, for a great product, and Ensis, excellent stuff. All right, let's get on with the riding.
Now, if you see me ride the waves and think, oh, I want to learn how to ride the waves. Well, the feeling of riding waves is very addictive, enormously fun, and a very great way to enjoy wingfoiling. But I will tell you all about that in a separate video or 2.
Good glide.
So stay tuned and subscribe to get notified of when I release videos in the future.
Yeah, in 9-10 knots have this good a glide? Gotta be Axis. Yes, it is. Yes. It's not much wind, but still we glide. Amazing. Beanie booms you can ride with one hand. A little help from the leash. Or yeah, one hand. So, after an hour and a half in quite soft winds, 9, 10, maybe 11 there for a bit. Some people were riding, I was the only one riding now in the end. Yeah, the PNG 1300 delivers really well, even though others can't even have a chance to get up. I can pump a 6 meter Vayu and get up. So the combination of the big Vayu together with the Frost 5.2, it floats me well, and the PNG 1300. Yeah, I'm flying in 9 knots. Really easy, pumping 9 knots. Yeah, good day. A lot of fun. Alright guys, there you have it. Fredrik Ekmark from wingfoil_Mallorca signing off. Thanks for watching, and remember to like, share and subscribe the video, and support my work for making more videos. Excellent. Okay guys, thank you, and I'll see you in the next one. Stay safe.